Hi, this is a surprise extra video for Scorpio, and there'll be a couple others that get a surprise bonus reading due to the fact of so many people liking the videos. So Scorpio, what we have going on with you now is, the first card is the Six of Swords. So with Scorpios with the Six of Swords, this is telling me that some of you have walked away or moved away from a situation. It's also saying that Scorpios, you have been going through something that has been quite challenging for you. Some Scorpios have, I'm going to say, felt the need or the desire to search for something else. Some of you have not been able to allow yourself to enjoy life itself. Some of you have been pretty much self-sabotaging or making sure that you're trying to stay faithful to a situation that's not even there anymore. Some of you Scorpios have been definitely trying to keep up with a lot of different things, whether it's keep up with stories, keep up with information, keep up with somebody's social media, keep up with somebody's personal things that they have going on, in their life. But I also feel that with Scorpios, there's been a lot of challenges where you're concerned. There's been a lot of different things you had to face that are actually very complicated, but yet I feel painful as well. A lot of you are trying to put on this face where you're feeling, where you're trying to show that you're feeling okay and secure and happy. But at the same time, Scorpios, it feels like you're holding back a lot of emotions. You're not trying to show somebody that they caused you pain. You don't want them to know or have the knowledge that you're truly suffering without them. Some of you feel that you were misguided, mistreated, or denied happiness in a certain relationship. It feels like a lot of you too knew that your partner had went in another direction. For some of you Scorpios, you may have went in another direction. So this all could be reversed in that way. Instead of me speaking of your partners, this could actually be speaking about some of you Scorpios. Not all, but some of you. Some of you Scorpios feel the need to reach in a new direction where you're going to socialize differently, where you're going to try to get involved more, where you're going to try to accept invitations that come more so than you did in the past. I also feel like a lot of you Scorpios, you know that the right thing to do would be to move forward, to move on, to create a new future, a new dream for yourself. But a lot of you are still stuck and considered quote-unquote stagnant in a situation. Some of you are waiting to see something fail with your partner so that they will in fact come back and return to you. Some of you are wondering over and over and over if they're coming back, when they're coming back. It feels like, you're setting yourself up for failure. For a lot of you Scorpios, you're definitely setting yourself up for a failure or a disappointment. What I mean by that is, with the Two of Wands, okay? With the Two of Wands, this is somebody, you know what you have, Scorpio. You know what your life consists of. You know what your morals are. You know what your reputation is. You know what your boundaries are, okay? And you know what your beliefs are, okay? The way that you were brought up. You know, what you were taught. How you were taught to love yourself. But you haven't been doing that. You have not been loving yourself at all. You've been putting so much energy into someone else that you are neglecting yourself. Now, a lot of you Scorpios, you or your partner has a decision to make between two people. For some of you, your partner is out and doing them. They're having their life. They're enjoying themselves. They're going on different vacations. They're going on different trips. They're doing different activities with the other person. The person who created this wedge between you and the person you love. But at the same time, you're going to work, you're coming home. You're going to work, you're coming home. I don't see Scorpios doing a whole lot of much of anything. Yes, you may get involved with family here and there on events or things that you need to, things that you're expected to where family's concerned. But for the most part, I feel like a lot of you, one week runs into the next week, and one week is running into the next week. And before you know it, months have passed you by. And you haven't changed anything, you haven't gone out, you haven't joined the gym, you haven't taken walks, you haven't gone shopping, you haven't done really anything for yourself. A lot of you Scorpios are waiting for somebody from the past to get it, for their light to go on, for them to get an epiphany moment, to realize how important you were to them and how much they miss you. For some of you, I will say, your partner does think of you often. For some of you. There's no denying that. I'm reading for a lot of people, so understand that everybody's scenario is going to be different. But for some of you, I can honestly say that your partner is definitely thinking about you and the past that you've had together, the times that you were able to share, the fun that you've had, the laughters that you were doing, the different situations that occurred while you were together. Some of you can remember some really funny moments that you and your partner had. Some of you can remember some very intimate moments that you and your partner had. And that is what you're holding on to. You're holding on to things that were or was in the past, but at this current time. For some of you, 6 months or more has passed by, and you're still waiting for that person to return. There is only a very small, minute percentage of people that will come back and return to the Scorpios. For those of you who've had personal readings by me, you will know who you are, who I told you that somebody is going to return. For some of you, you know I've told you that they are not going to return. So whoever that is for. Energy, though, always is changing, as I say. A lot of different things can happen. Predictions are only that. They're predictions. There is not a guarantee of something to happen. So please understand that. I also feel like there is going to be, for Scorpios, there is going to be a wedding or an invite to a wedding. I also feel like somebody is going to have a fiance very soon. I think it's unexpected. For some Scorpios, I feel like you may be purchasing a property. It may be a home. It may be an apartment, a condo, or an actual house, a home. When I speak of that, some of you may meet somebody in the grocery store. That feels very strong for those of you that are single. I also feel like some of you feel there's still mystery around the reason why somebody walked away. I feel like you haven't gotten the details or the answers or the closure that is needed for you to be able to move forward. But sometimes you have to accept the fact there may never be closure. You may never get the answers that you need to tell you why something happened, to tell you why something no longer exists, to tell you why somebody left you in the first place. A lot of you Scorpios are trying to blame yourself or looking for things that you did, feeling that you did something that's going to create the reason why somebody walked away, that's going to make you very like an ownership, to own the situation that happened. But in fact, it was not you. It most certainly was not you. Yes, different ways that arguments or disagreements were handled may not have been on the best way. Okay, I get that. But, and some of you were very naggy, where accusing your partner of doing something, but it made sense. Why? Because you knew. You got that feeling and you knew something wasn't right. You knew that there might have been somebody else. You felt that. You could tell because the attention span that your partner had for you started to change. The fact that they did not treat you the same way that they always did. They came up with different excuses. For some of you, they ended up, either saying they had to work, or saying they needed to go take care of something, or saying they needed to take a trip, when in fact you knew that they went with somebody else. They might have went on vacation for a couple of days with somebody else. Somebody, may be going back to their other country, to their home country, back and forth, and they may have a wife there that you're not aware of. For some of your Scorpios, some of your partners are allowed to marry more than one person. as long as they take care of. That is pretty much the rule, as long as they take care of their person. But, of course, that's not for everybody. That's certain countries. But I can tell you that with Scorpios, the challenges that you have faced, the situations that have occurred, things that have beyond your control, been beyond your control, things that you can't handle as far as making a change to it, it is not yours to fix. Anybody who had issues or problems with somebody, just know that this was not yours to fix. Although you thought this was going to be the one, although you felt it was your twin flame or your soulmate, although you thought, life was going to be great and you were going to have a happy ending, you were going to have the family, the children, and things of that nature, you didn't know there was going to be secrets involved. You didn't know that your partner was going to, make bad choices or make selfish choices, and that wouldn't include you. You had no idea that the combination was going to change. A lot of Scorpios, again, need to know that there is going to be a new beginning for you. Again, a very small percentage, your partner will be returning. The others are going to have a new beginning. You're going to have a lot of opportunities to experience different things, to bring new sunshine and light to your life. There is not going to be a lack of any further if you decide to allow yourself to open up and accept what the universe wants to give you. Right now, you can't see what's being worked on behind the scenes. I say that all the time. But things are being definitely set up for you in a good way. Things are definitely getting organized this minute, this very minute that we're speaking. God or your angels are trying to create things to make your life happy. Yes, people came into your life for a reason. Sometimes it's for you to teach them a lesson. Sometimes it's for them to teach you certain lessons. But either way, it will center you, it will ground you, and it will make you stronger than you were before. So don't be afraid, Scorpios. Don't be afraid to reach out. Don't be afraid to follow the attractions, the desires, the feelings that you have for someone else. For a lot of you, you know there's somebody else around who's been paying attention to you. Excuse me. Somebody who's been trying to get your attention, somebody who's wanting to get to know you better. Allow that person in. Okay, some of you, I keep hearing, there's two people. I don't know who this is for. There's two people that keep arguing over you, or you keep arguing over two people, whatever that is. Or maybe you can't make a decision, Scorpio, about two different people. Somebody new and somebody from the past. But it feels like you already know that you've already driven the roads, so to speak, from the past partner. You've already been through the hills, the valleys, the mountains, and you've traveled back and forth, and you still end up at the same destination. It's time to accept somebody new in your life. It's time to see what love can offer you. It's time to get a good idea about what's coming for you. I think a lot of you could definitely be interested in this new partner that's coming if you just allow yourself to live life to the fullest. Take risk that you normally wouldn't take. Face the fears that you normally don't want to face. Your backstory, your past story doesn't have to be your future story, okay? Doesn't have to be your present story. So you can change your story anytime you want, and you can change the outcome of your story by making just one good decision for you. So, that's your bonus right now. Hope you enjoyed it, and look forward to speaking to you soon.